All right, it's been a while. This is Elisa from Calm Corner, and today I wanted to reflect on life and life lessons in my 30s so far. It's been a journey, and I celebrated my birthday last month. I got a chance to travel to Seoul for the first time, and also saw my mom and my sister, which was so nice. I feel like now that we're older, it's so rare and special to be able to make time to travel together. So if you live close to your family, reach out to them and really enjoy those special moments together. That doesn't mean that it's not stressful or hard when you're together. Not negating that fact, but just appreciating the moments that we still have together, the quality time. So, yeah, got a chance to travel to Seoul, Tokyo, and Osaka last month and reflecting on life a little bit more. So, I'm here to share about 10 lessons in my 30s thus far. Number one is that your relationship with yourself is underrated. And what I mean by that, it's actually really important and a core foundation to be able to have a better relationship with yourself. If you're like me, you may have dealt with feelings of shame and guilt, not being enough, not doing enough throughout various seasons of your life. And if you're feeling that, you're not alone. And it's an opportunity to continue tending to your own needs, checking in with yourself to see how you're feeling, how you feel in your body, in your heart, in your mind, and just being kind to yourself. So it's an invitation for you to be aware of what might be coming up, witnessing the joys and challenges of life and being human. So, yeah, just noticing. Number two, it doesn't hurt to ask or negotiate. So this one, coming from a people-pleasing tendency, I'm always concerned about what the other person might be feeling. Are they okay? Are they gonna be affected by my question or response? And sometimes you can, again, neglect your own needs, but it doesn't hurt to ask. So, one example is advocating for your own health care, or to negotiate for the raise that you deserve. Maybe you're considering pivoting a job and you don't meet all the qualifications 100%, but just enough, right? You feel excited about the opportunity. You feel some sort of alignment. I'd say go for it. All right, go for it. Ask, negotiate, really lean on your strengths. I feel that yes, we all have weaknesses and there are always room for improvement, but you got a lot of strengths. You got the talents, the gifts already. So maybe it's an invitation for you to really hone in on the strengths and your superpowers and be able to lean on them and really cultivate the magical qualities that are you, whether you're showing up personally, right, in your circles, or professionally. That you, everyone has a spark, right, and we need to to find it and be able to trust that yes, this is my gift, my unique gift. Yeah, so quick story is that I was in a job interview, and although, of course, I have my doubts for various reasons, but just the simple act of asking allowed me to get a higher paying offer. This is true when, I started negotiating in my 20s, but even if you are mid-career, end of career, or beginning of your career, always ask. It doesn't hurt to ask, and then you might be surprised by the outcome or the result. So time and time again, when I ask, it may feel uncomfortable, and that's okay. Notice that. Notice the discomfort, the anxiety, the disappointment or embarrassment that may rise up. If you get a rejection, it is okay. You probably, like me, maybe, that you already play out these like worst case scenarios. And the worst is a no, which is you're right back at square zero or one again, and that's okay. But I've been able to, for example, negotiate like almost $10,000 more at a job previously, because I had asked for it and also had justification ready to go too. So anyway, don't accept things at face value. Maybe be creative, be a little gutsy, and see what happens. And another personal example in terms of it doesn't hurt to ask is sometimes when you're in your health visits, right? If you're not seeing your primary care provider in your annual visits, please do that. Schedule time to take care of your own health and your own needs. But I had been dealing with grinding of my teeth, possible TMJ issues, jaw pain, and headaches that I had thought to ask about physical therapy appointment or referral, because I heard that there was a long waiting list. So being able to just ask and see, and the doctor agreed. She was like, oh, you know what? Yeah, maybe we could try that. Maybe it might help with your pain management. And so I was able to advocate for myself and follow up, and was granted care and treatment. So that's another example where it doesn't hurt to ask. Because I used to work in healthcare, I know that there is this thing where you kind of defer to the expertise, and you think that the doctors or the medical teams are always right. And yes, of course, they have their expertise. But you are also that piece of the expertise, meaning you're part of this jigsaw puzzle, right, of the expertise. You're one of the experts. You are the expert of your own life. And so I want you to trust yourself a little bit more and just ask, advocate for yourself, even though it might be a no. So anyway, trust yourself more. It doesn't hurt to ask. Number 3 is that self-care is not selfish. Sometimes, it's hard. It's hard when you're caregiving. You're taking care of a few other people and pets, and yourself. Your needs get to the back burner, and you don't always have time or space to think about it. And so I'm just here to remind you that it is absolutely okay and essential to take care of your own health, to schedule that self-care appointment, to attend those healthcare visits, to set those boundaries up so that you can have your alone time, your quiet time. Communicate your own needs, and you may be surprised by the people around you who support your own self-care and well-being too. So it's not selfish, filling your own cup, because when you feel better, other people can sense that you feel lighter or more aligned or just more relaxed. And imagine the ripple effect that you have, this infectious energy, right? Whether it may be positive at times or unpleasant at times, it's all part of the human experience. So imagine how cool that would be if you're able to advocate for your own needs and time and space, and that people around you support that and see that, and they see this amazing example model, and they're able to learn from you to tend to their own needs too. You're giving other people a permission to be advocates for their own needs. How cool is that? Okay, number 4 is that leadership looks different in various seasons of your life. And so you can be a leader in the home, and that is great. And that fulfills a need, a role. It's essential to be able to keep the house running as smoothly as it can. And also it can be tiring too. So maybe you prioritize rest more. Maybe you're prioritizing your housework more in this season of your life, your inner work. And maybe there are seasons where you have more capacity to give to others, or both. You can do both too. But yeah, we need to move beyond paid employment, only paid leadership opportunities, because there are various ways to become a leader. So if you're watching this or listening to this, then you are a leader. You're a leader within yourself, within your homes, within your neighborhood, your communities, your workspace, right? Your volunteer space, the church or the temple that you may go to. So think about the different opportunities to be a leader, and that it's up to you to define what leadership looks like, right? Whether it's mindful leadership, servant leadership, right? Compassionate leadership, different kinds of leadership, transformational leadership, for example. So being able to recognize the leader that is in you, and that you have the agency, you have the voice to be able to say something, to speak up, to manifest change, to improve the systems. So don't give that power up. You are a leader, and it looks different through seasons of your life, whether you're more active in the community, in your homes, in your works. It's up to you. It's all okay. And you are still a leader. 5 is that comparison is a thief of joy. So I think as humans, it's so easy. It's so easy to compare yourself to other people's journeys, but you actually have no idea what other people are going through, really. People are sometimes really good at masking, putting on a mask and faking it. And similar to you, you may be saying fine, but you're not. So allow yourself to be present, be transparent with those that matter, right? You're not here to share all your secrets and life journeys with everyone. And social media can give that illusion that you're close to someone. You know a lot about someone, but you don't. So again, I think there's space for this in-person, face-to-face connection that is irreplaceable, meaning that, yeah, no screens can replace that. It can foster that connection for you. But okay, back to comparison is a thief of joy. Yeah, it's a lot of your misery or feelings of frustration or not enoughness could stem from these thoughts that you have. And so again, back to being aware of the thoughts, and that you're exactly where you need to be. You are enough. So being able to affirm and remind yourself of that your time will come, that you can choose to be happy now. You can choose to focus on what's working. You can express gratitude to all that you have. and acknowledge that, yes, there's a part of you that desires to be a mom, for example, if you don't have kids, or not be a mom if you have kids, right? So it's like we just want what we don't have sometimes. And so that's very human. But I invite you to take this opportunity to notice the good, notice what's working already, and give yourself a break of all the chitter chatter, all the comparison, right? Now, comparison does serve its purpose. Maybe it's revealing to you what is important to you, your values, your next steps could be hidden, or about to make known. So spending time with yourself to clarify what exactly is it that you need, and take tiny steps towards them without so much comparison to other people's journey. So forget about timelines. Forget about timelines. Trust in your own timeline. And have a little more confidence and belief and faith in yourself and your journey. Okay, 6, unknowns are a part of life. Ride with them. So similar to the point that I made earlier, is that maybe you've thought that you would be X, Y, and Z by the time you're 40, 50, or 30, whatever the age, that kind of a random number. But really examine, is it true for you? Or maybe it's just society, right? Society, culturally, family imposed. Did you impose a random timeline on yourself? And is it causing you unnecessary stress and worry? So again, like, you need to reflect on that and discern your own truths, because the truths that you have now, the truths that you're living with now, may not be the same truth that you believed in 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. So we need to spend time to be aware, acknowledge, and discern about the truths or the real truths, right, that want to come out of you. So examine your truths and befriend the unknowns that are part of life. I think, part of being human is to grapple with the unknowns. I joke that I don't know who I want to be when I grow up. And yes, I'm in my 30s, and that could still be true, because I don't know what I'm going to be doing in 6 months, 6 years, whatever. Like, we don't know that, right? Like, and I think this is the balance of trying to plan for the future, right? That I use my planner a lot. I like to plan, but also leave room for the present moment, the spontaneity that could come up. So, and reflect on the past. So like, we're on this spectrum, right? The spectrum of the future, the past, being able to reflect, reconcile, heal, learn from the past, plan for the future, have a vision, have a dream, have a goal, and work towards them. And also leave room to enjoy the present moment, because in all honesty, that's all we really have, is this present moment. So let's take a deep breath together and sigh out, and really enjoy the yumminess that is the present moment. Isn't that just better? Isn't everything better with a deep breath? Okay, number 7, you're right on time. So again, I think the next few points are really related. Comparison, unknowns, And at number 7, just to hone it in, is you're right on time. And if you start to believe with your body, your heart, and mind that you are right on time, you are enough, then you can maybe relax a little bit and really be open, be curious to what is in front of you or what is coming up around you. Being able to notice the swaying of the trees, the blues in the sky, right? Being able to enjoy this cup of tea and enjoying the simple pleasures in life, because maybe that's enough. Maybe that's enough. Maybe you don't need a grand goal to work towards. And there's nothing wrong if you have a grand goal. I'm not saying that you're doing anything wrong, but maybe the point, or one of the points, is to be reminded that you're right on time, that existing is enough. Now, yes, I am still working through it. It's a journey to be able to not attach my worth from what I do, to keep busy. I'm still working through that. And again, to be aware, to give yourself that grace that you're right on time and you're right where you need to be. Maybe try that out. Maybe try out that kind of that energy that you're embodying of relaxedness. Is that a word? Being able to relax and just let it be. Let it be, let it be, oh, let it be, oh, let it be. Okay, all right. Number 8, it's okay to rest. That it's actually very much needed. I understand there are different types of rest, and again, different seasons of your life, you need rest. But there are tools to help you be more restful or mindful of the rest, right? So your body is such a powerful tool. Noticing that you're yawning a lot, or your body feels very fatigued or tired, it is okay to lie down as you're watching or listening to this, right? So allowing yourself moments of rest, because when I say rest, people, and you might be included, you might be rolling your eyes like, who has time for rest, right? Okay, like you barely have enough time for sleep because of the season of life that you're in right now. And that's okay. Maybe these moments of rest look different for you. Maybe it's taking a deep breath, sighing it out before you answer a text. Maybe before you default to opening up a social media app, that you tune into yourself and your body and asking it what it needs. So maybe rest is scheduling in a massage appointment or a counseling or a coaching appointment. There are different forms of rest, right? Yes, it could be going on a spa date, but it could be putting your legs up the wall, letting your feet touch grass, being able to move your body, shake it off, or drinking water. So again, rest looks different. Figure out what rest looks like for you and allow yourself to savor in those moments of rest and respite, because honestly, with the hustle culture and everything and the burnout, it can be really toxic, right? We're kind of been programmed to push through your limits, and maybe there's another way. Maybe resting is part of that equation, right? How can we have a better integration or blend of work, rest, and play? So yeah, maybe you can figure it out with a coach, right? 9, work is not your worth, right? Yeah, related to the hustle culture and productivity and busyness. Maybe we're trying to avoid something, right? Maybe it's easier to just focus on the 9 to 5, the day to day, the daily grind, to do those tasks and activities without thinking too much, because maybe when you have a lot of free time, like you're not sure what's going to come up, and sure, there might be fears around it. Yeah, or you may be thinking like, again, who has time not to do anything? But I want to challenge that assumption that maybe there's another way to go about being and living that you haven't really embodied or thought about yet. So really ask about the work that you're engaging, whether or not like it aligns with your heart and who you really are, your values, or maybe you don't want to face the boredom or the feelings of shame and guilt tied to your self-worth and identity because you just moved and you're trying to rebuild yourself, right? Maybe you may be avoiding something, right? So just noticing, like, are you saying yes to every single opportunity because you're trying to avoid something, right? Is it out of fear, or is it love, or maybe it's a mix of both, because not everything is all or nothing, right? That maybe we do operate in this gray zone of just like, it's both. It's both fear and both love. Can they coexist, right? So yeah, this point of work is not your worth is just, yeah, the work can include paid work, right? Volunteer work, community work, inner work, housework, different kinds of work. So just maybe contemplate on why you're involved with certain activities and opportunities and whether or not they are aligning with who you are, who you want to be. All right, number 10, we made it to the last one. Invest in those who invest in you. Not every relationship is meant to last. So, yeah, I feel like the topic of relationships and friendships are really important to me, and including those relationships too that I continue to tend to and that I'm shown through, that's been reciprocated to, that people do care about you. And it takes work. It does take work to be able to maintain these relationships. And it's okay if you've outgrown or you've paused a relationship for a time, or maybe some of you have ended relationships too. And so it's okay that you may have different feelings. And or maybe you're at the point where you're like, who has time for friendships, right? Like, maybe you're just very consumed in your own life right now and just your immediate family, and that's okay. Like, maybe there's enough drama to last you 2 seasons, and that's okay. But we are humans and we need fulfilling, healthy relationships. And so yeah, check in with yourself when you are in a friendly conversation or interaction, if it's giving you that joy, if how you feel in your body. I talk a lot about the body because it's really easy to ignore the body and the heart, and we don't do it enough, this body awareness, but it gives you a lot of clues and cues into what we need to live a fulfilling life, to have a fulfilling relationship. And so invest in yourself, invest in those who invest in you, and don't be afraid to initiate those conversations, an invitation, right? Those dates. Yeah, feel the fear and do it anyway. So thank you for listening to my 10 lessons from my 30s so far, and I'm rooting for you. If you're looking for more personalized support, do reach out for a free discovery coaching call, and I'm happy to meet with you and really look at what are some of the goals or intention or dreams that you're working towards, because you absolutely matter. And I wish you a very peaceful and present day. Bye.